Okay, welcome everyone to another video on my channel. In the previous video, I taught you guys how to play minor chords in A flat major scale. And now I'm going to teach you how to play inversions. So inversions might sound difficult at first, but then once you get the hang of it, you'll realize that it's actually pretty basic, as long as you understand the fundamentals of what a chord is and what each note represents in that chord. So in A flat, and in A flat I showed you how to play the 1 chord, which is a 1, 3, 5. So now what an inversion is playing the exact same chord but playing it with a different note as the roots. And what I mean by the roots is the lowest notes. So if you're playing it like this, the 1 is the lowest notes. If you're playing it like this, it's still the exact same chord, because look at here, you have 1, 3, 5, but now I'm removing the 1 and we have 3, 5, but remember 5, 6, 7, 1. So I can still do 3, 5, 1. I'm just no longer playing that 1, I'm playing this one. So 3, 5, 1. And now you can see the 3 is the roots notes. And the same thing applies when you remove the 3. You just have 5, 1 now. But remember, you can do 1, 2, 3. So now you have 5, 1, 3. But now 5 is the roots. So you see, there, same notes, same chord, 1 is the roots. Here, same chord, 3 is the roots. Same chord, 5 is the roots, right? So now what are these? So these are the exact 3 chords, but what are they? And that's what I'm teaching today, what inversions are, right? So these are called inversions because they're all inversions of the 1 chord, right? So this is the roots chord because it's, as I said, it's the 1 chord and the root's the 1. So it's the roots chord because the inversion is starting with the root notes. So you see, you have your 1 starting on the 1. Now this is still a 1 chord, but then the 1 is no longer the roots. The 3 is the roots. And how it looks like is this. If you think of the 1, if you think of your root chord, yes, so I'll get back to that. So there's the 1, and then here when we have the 3 as the roots, this is your first inversion of the 1 chord. Then here, when you have 5 as the roots, it's your second inversion of the 1 chord. What does that mean? Let's go back to the roots. If you look at the root chord, the roots is the roots chord. The second note in this root chord is the first inversion. The third note in this root chord is the second inversion. Or you can think of it this way. You have the roots, then after the roots is the first note, and then after the second note, first note is the second note. So in your root chord, you have the roots, then after the root, the first note, after the first note, the second note. The roots, the first note, the second note. So when you're saying, looking at chords, root chord, then the first note comes, so the first inversion, then the second note comes, so the second inversion. Roots, first note, first inversion. Second note, second inversion. Alright? Same thing applies to all the chords, but let's just do it quickly to explain this to you guys using the 4 chord. So I taught you guys how to play this too. You have the 4 chord. The root is the 4 because it starts on the 4, right? And then now you have the 4 as the roots, then you have the first notes. So now this is the first inversion because you had this as the first notes, and then you have that as a second inversion because you have the 1 as the second note. So the 4 is the root, the 6 is the first, and the 1 is the second note. The root, the first, the second note. The root chord, first inversion, second inversion. So before people start saying, how did I get to the other notes? I did the same thing as how I got to it previously. So you have your 4, 6, 1. But now remember, if I remove the 4 and I want a higher 4, we start at the 1, then count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a 6, 1, 4. Same thing again. If I remove the 6 and then I count, then I have a 1, 4, I can do a 4, 5, 6. Another 6. Then now I'm sure there's somebody there thinking, okay, you showed us 2 inversions, but then if you keep going higher, won't there be a third inversion and a fourth inversion and a fifth inversion and a sixth inversion? No, because if you look at this, if you now remove that 1 and look for a higher 1, then you have a 6, 7, 1. But look at this now. Now you're back to having the 4 as the roots, the 6 as the first note, and then the 1 as the second note. So now you're still back to the root chord. Because you started here at the root chord of 4, 6, 1. You went to a first inversion of 6, 1, 4. You went to a second inversion of 1, 4, 6. And now you're here at 4, 6, 1 again, which is the root chord. That's why there are only 2 inversions. Same thing applies to a 5. In the 1. Alright. That's the end of this video, guys. Yeah, stay blessed.